What's going on, Gator Nation? This is Keith Niebuhr with Gators Online, and I'm here to talk a little Florida Gators football recruiting from Tampa, Florida. Now, why am I in Tampa? Well, for starters, I live here. But it makes sense to be here today because Florida picked up a commitment on Saturday night from one of the best players in this area. He's the first commitment in the 2025 class for the Florida Gators, and his name is Waltez Clark. He's a four-star running back at Tampa Plant, a school that's been very good to the Gators through the years. Lee McGriff, Gator great, does some shows with us. He played at Tampa Plant. Pete Alonso, the Gator baseball great, and now New York Met. He played at Tampa Plant. So, again, a school that Florida has had success at through the years. Waltez plays a little bit of everything for the Plant Panthers. Running back, receiver, linebacker. I was at practice a few weeks ago, and he was punting. He could probably do that if they needed him to. The On3 industry rankings has Waltez currently ranked as the number 12 running back in the country for the 2025 class. Make no mistake, he's elite. Okay, he's a guy the Florida Gators absolutely wanted to get in the class, and they got him Saturday night. He's extremely close with Florida running backs coach Jabbar Jalouk. He has relationships with other members of the Florida staff, and he always felt at home in Gainesville. So again, a significant pickup for the Florida Gators. He is commitment number 1 in the 2025 class. For 2024, a lot of the hay is already in the barn. Florida has 21 commitments. Florida has the number 3 class ranking. But for 2025, someone had to get the ball rolling, and it's Waltez Clark. So I went over to Tampa Plant today to get a little bit more insight into his commitment and what type of players the Florida Gators have landed in him. We spoke first with his coach, Hank Brown, and then we talked to Waltez. So we hope you enjoy both of those interviews. Big weekend for the Florida Gators, big win over Tennessee. Big commitment with Waltez Clark. All right, so with a new Florida commit, Waltez Clark, what does he bring to the table? What are some of his best assets, Coach?
Well, I think his intangibles that he'll be able to bring to the table to the University of Florida is his work ethic, one, being willing to get out there and get his work in and understanding the process and the grind that it takes to be successful and be an elite player, and his honor to the game and putting in the work to do that. So I think that he'll fit well into what they're trying to accomplish up there and everything they've been doing, the standard they've set. I think he fits in very nicely into what they want to accomplish.
You know, you've been very involved there, close to the process. From what you could see, how good of a job did the Florida staff do with Waltez? And feel free to name some of the coaches that stood out during that process to you.
Sure. I mean, as a whole, the entire program they do an incredible job of one, starting from like whether it's their GAs or their support staff, administration, academics, the whole entire process, as well as the football coaches. You know, I mean, Coach Jalouk and Coach Spencer have been incredible through the whole process, and Coach Napier as well, and then everybody else on the staff is just an incredible resource. You know, very, very open, outgoing, friendly, and things in the process, and understanding, going through and letting him learn the process of academics, training table, you know, the whole scenario that helps him be a student athlete as a whole, and going through that process and being in it, they have done an awesome job.
When fans look at recruit statistics, you know, they want eye-popping numbers. Waltez's situation is a little different. He plays a lot of different spots for you. So he's not going to be a guy that probably rushes for 2,500 yards this year. But how valuable is he to your team? And tell us why he plays so many positions for you.
So you know, the coaches that came down and been recruiting him the last couple of years, they always ask where he fits best. And I said, that's a great question. I said, his athleticism allows him to be, if you will, a comparison Deebo Samuel of our team, whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams. He plays anything from running back to quarterback to receiver to tight end, probably play O-line if I let him, to safety, corner, linebacker, and edge rusher on defense. And then he's a returner, but he's also he's on kickoff. He plays everything on punt return, and things of that nature. And that's his versatility and his athleticism, which allows him to do that. So for us, you know, and it's been a little bit of a management thing as well, not trying to have the kid have 35 carries a game and, you know, all those sort of things that beat up his body. His versatility with his hands and athleticism lets us move him around, especially on offense, to be able to be a guy that helps us succeed in all those places. So yeah, the statistics at times aren't there, but everybody can see from his film when he does it, what it pays off with his athleticism and his ability to go out there and be successful being a lead player.
Last thing, Coach, you were at the Florida-Tennessee game the other day. You got a good look at the talent on the field the rosters of those two teams. Is there any doubt in your mind that Waltez Clark has that type of ability that you saw on the field Saturday night?
Oh yeah, he, like I said earlier, he fits in so nicely with what they want to accomplish up there, and those guys have done a great job rebuilding that program and putting the right players in place and do everything they have to do to make it dynamic and streamline it so that they could go out and do exactly what they did versus the University of Tennessee. Well-coached, hard-fought team, but they put the talent on the field and they executed at the highest level and came away with the win. And Waltez's talents fit right in with exactly what they want to do and how they want to do it.
All right, we're joined by four-star Florida Gators running back commit Waltez Clark of Tampa Plant. He's the newest Florida Gators commit, class of 2025. Waltez, first of all, take us back to that moment Saturday night. When did it hit you that you were going to commit? Did you know going into the visit, or did it hit you during the visit, during the Florida-Tennessee game?
So I've been knowing going into the visit. I've been knowing for like a month, maybe a month or two.
So you knew for a while.
Yeah.
You knew for a while.
People been asking me like, have you like did it because they won? I'm like, nah, man. I've been new for like two months.
You knew, okay. Why did you know? What was it about Florida?
It's just like, it felt like home. Like I connect with the coaches, all the coaches. I feel, let's say I feel comfortable around them. Say that.
All right, when you told Billy Napier, you told me,
Yeah.
but you hadn't told him yet. He was
Nah,
in his press conference when he came
I
out.
was right outside with him, and I told him, and we walked to the Florida thing. No, I told him, and we walked to the Florida thing.
The Florida thing, you mean out on the field?
Yeah, in the middle of the field.
The middle field. What was that like? What was his reaction?
He was like, I was one of the top dudes in 25 that committed, so he was excited.
And I can't do this video without asking you, what was it like at the game for you? That was kind of insane there, wasn't it?
The game was crazy. The game was crazy. It was loud. Everybody was going crazy. Even the Tennessee people was going crazy.
How does it feel now to be committed? It's over with for you. I mean,
Yes, sir.
you've still got a couple years of high school left, but you knew where you wanted to go. You made the commitment. How does it feel right now?
It feels good. It feels real good.
Take some pressure off you?
Yeah. Release some stress.
When you knew where you wanted to go, who was the first person you told?
Maybe my brother.
What was his reaction?
He was like, I knew it already. He said he knew it already, even from the get-go, I guess. So.
You're not a very talkative guy, but I'm gonna get you to come out of your shell a little bit here. With regard to the program, Florida, what do you think they're heading the right direction? What do you think about what you've seen so far?
Football-wise or school-wise?
Football-wise.
Yeah, okay. Football-wise, they're heading in a nice direction. Like, what, 2-1? 2-1 now? We headed in the right direction.
What did you see from the running backs the other night against Tennessee?
The running backs they ate a lot. Montreal went down for a little bit, made ETN go for a little bit more, but Montreal had 2 and ETN had 1, so they ate.
How do you feel like you fit into that offense? What are you going to bring to the University of Florida?
Bring downhill running, whatever they want to see, I got. So.
All right, you got to school this morning, the first school day after you committed to the big in-state school, the Florida Gators. What was it like around school today? What kind of attention did you get from people?
They were congratulating me, my teachers, my ADs, my principal. Everybody was congratulating me. Everybody's happy for me.
All right, so what's next for you? What do you need to improve on between now and when you enroll at the University of Florida? That's still a year and a half away. What are the things you're going to be working on?
Maybe talking more.
What about football-wise?
Football-wise?
Where can you get better? I mean, you're obviously already doing a lot of great
route
things.
running, a little bit more route running, and it's not a lot that I need to learn. Route running and reading O's on defense.
Tell Florida fans something they should know about running backs coach Jabbar Jaluk. You've gotten pretty close with him. Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a great guy. I love that dude. He's emotional. So like every time he talks, he has a passion when he talks. So it gets to you.
You've mentioned other staffers at Florida too. One in particular that you've been involved with during the recruiting process, Chase Clark.
Chase, my boy Chase. Man, Chase been with me the first day I came up there to get recruited by them. So me and Chase been through this thing the whole way.
You're a personable guy. You're not a big talker, but you're a personable guy.
Yeah.
You like to smile. Do you think you're going to be an active recruiter as Florida builds that 2025 class? You're going to be out there pushing for commitments yourself?
Pushing for commitments. I've been pushing for some already.
Who are you working on?
So he not in my class. He's a class ahead of me, so he in 24. I'm trying to get Eddie Lewis, the guard from TC. I'm trying to get him over there.
Okay.
A couple more people.
All right, that's it. 4-star running back commit Waltez Clark of Tampa Plant. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go Gators.